I'm Jason Jorgensen. It is once again time for the Loper Football Show. As always, we are joined by UNK head coach Ryan Held as the Lopers coming off a tough loss on the road. Great effort in losing to 16th ranked Northwest Missouri State. Coach, we talked a little bit after the game and certainly disappointed. Everybody was, but one thing you have to be very proud of, and this is said a lot in sports, but really I thought it was true on Saturday. A tremendous effort from your guys. You guys, put it all out there. Unfortunately, you just couldn't find some offense.
Yeah, I got to tip my hat to the defense. I went back and looked historically against Northwest the previous 5 times that we had gone there as a program in the MIAA, and it's just been blowouts every week that we've gone there. And there's no second place finishes. There's no, whatever ribbons. But I have to tip my hat to the defense. They did exactly what we needed them to do. They got us 4 turnovers, held that outfit really to 7 points, scored kind of late. But, okay, take 14 points. The problem for us was the obvious. We went in offensively and said we couldn't turn the ball over. Well, unfortunately, we ended up with 3, even though we were +1. And then we just couldn't make a play, Jason. I mean, it was liking it to a baseball team that had guys in scoring position on base, and we just couldn't get a hit. We said we had to make plays, one-on-one plays. We made 0 of those. And then, we had guys open. We weren't able to make those, whether it was a little bit of a pressure or just not hitting the right guys. And you go back and look, and obviously as a coach, you got to own it. I always start with myself. But, boy, there were plenty of opportunities for us. Now, I tip my hat to Northwest. They played well on defense. So you always give credit to the opponent. But we had our chances. Now, the stats are horrendous, as you can see. I mean, it was horrendous. But when you don't make any plays, when you get those opportunities, that's what's going to happen. And literally, we made 0 plays in the game.
Also, what hurt is when it looked like you did make a play on a big pass to Stone Wilson early on in that second half. Big penalty really zapped your momentum at that point.
Yeah, I mean, that. And then, again, our refs do a great job, but I got a picture sent to me of their one interception thrown to C.J. Horton. Our guy was absolutely out of bounds and then came back in and intercepted the ball. Again, I didn't challenge that. I didn't see it. And, in the heat of the battle, things, whatever. Our refs do a great job. But, when you go back and look, you're like, golly, that ended up being an interception and a momentum play. But, we did it. The guy made a great play, and we shouldn't have been put in that situation. So, again, Jason, it's what it is. Marty Mormino had an incredible day punting, changed the field. Our defense was tremendous. And the sad thing is, on one of their touchdown drives, we had a couple 15-yard penalties of just not being smart, knocking the ball out after a delay or whatever was, false start. You just can't do those things in these critical games or, who knows what it might have been. So, though, we just have to continue to be smart, situational football-wise, and we just got to make some plays. And we as an offensive coaching, me as a head coach, I'll own it. I'm calling the plays. I'm putting the guys in position. We all are as an offensive staff, but I need everybody's help for us to collectively to go out there and find a way to get this done.
That's really the $1,000,000 question for you now. 2 games left is how do you find some things maybe that work on offense for you in these final 2 home games?
Well, you got to look at, what UCO does defensively and what we can do within our schemes to be able to, exploit them and, continue to put ourselves in position to, be simple, but yet, not too simple. But it's about execution. It's about making a play. And sometimes in games, you just don't. And you've seen in this conference, I mean, some of these scores, you're like, holy Toledo, this team beat this team. Then the next week they lose. And this team, scored 50 points and they scored 10 points. I mean, it's just, that's how football is. But here's the thing, Jason, when you lose 2 in a row, when you're disappointed, it's almost like, well, the sky is falling. I mean, Jason, we have a chance to finish with a winning season, be eligible for a bowl game. We still have a lot to play for. So I'd be really disappointed if our guys aren't fired up. We don't have to go on the road anymore. I mean, that was brutal. But now we're at home and we're undefeated at home. It's going to be 38 degrees on Saturday, 40 degrees, cold. Probably won't have many fans, and so it's a matter who wants to go play. What are you all about? What is your DNA? What does your fiber consist of? Are you a competitor? And if I got to suit up 48 guys, if that's what it takes, then that's what it's going to take.
About this UCO outfit, last year was a breakthrough year for them. They made it to the playoffs. This year, they have not been what they thought they would be, and they figured to be in an alley mood after losing to Northeastern State last week at home.
Yeah, you're going to have two teams that aren't going to be very happy on Saturday. I mean, I can guarantee you that. They're going to get after them. I mean, they have all the talent in the world. I mean, they're very talented. They got a really good quarterback, good running backs. Their O-line's very athletic, good receivers. Their scheme allows them to score a lot of points. Defensively, they're multiple in what they do. They're even front, they're odd front. They always +1 you in everything. RPO games are hard. So you got to be able to go and execute. You can't turn the ball over. They're really good on kickoff return. So they're though they're four, I think they're 4-4, or they got 4 losses. They're very formidable, and they have a Hall of Fame coach. So we know we're going to get their best effort on Saturday, but we better give them our best effort.
One thing, though, you just have to like, and you touched on it earlier, but it just has to feel good to know that these last 2 over the next 3 weeks are going to be in Kearney.
Yeah, I mean, gee, many Christmas. I mean, 4 or 5 on the road. Being on these buses, and that's part of the game, right? But boy, 4 and 5 on the road is takes its toll on you. But we had our chances, and we won a game, and probably didn't have a chance of the one, and the other 2 we did. And we got to be able to, as a program, be able to make those things happen. Though, I mean, we tied last year's record. We're not satisfied with that. All we're going to do is focus on finding a way to get a winning season, beat UCO. But being at home, Jason, is big for us. Sleep in your own bed, play in front of our home fans, and it'll just be a good old-fashioned Nebraska winter day, fall day, 38 degrees and cold. That's what we want.
All right, we look forward to that. Ryan, as always, thanks for your time.
Jason, appreciate it, buddy.
And that was Loper head coach Ryan Held. His thoughts on this week's installment of the Loper Football Show. Once again, kickoff on Saturday is at noon. We will bring it to you on 93.1 The River and 106.9 in Kearney. For our producer, John Willis, and for Coach Held, I'm Jason Jorgensen. Thanks for tuning in.